So, in what was an absolutely crazy scenario, Teresa Weatherspoon just got fired from the Chicago Sky. She just got fired from a job that I think the vast majority of people thought she was going to get at least one more year. And by at least, I genuinely do mean at least, because you would think that a coach, especially in their first year, who coached a team with very little talent, no offense to them, in comparison to the rest of the league, that were expected to be 12th and then overperformed with them by finishing 10th, would keep their job for a year. Like, she overperformed. They did better than the Wings, who were expected to make the playoffs. And as well as that, like, they lost Marina Mabrey mid-season. They had injuries. Kennedy Carter got hurt. Or Kennedy Carter was hurt. Kennedy Carter was sick. Elizabeth Williams, people don't remember, she went down early in the year. Angel Reese for the last few games, but their season had already spiraled at that stage. But the big thing is that normally when a coach gets fired like this, it would be a situation where it's like, okay, maybe she lost the locker room, but the best two players on this team love Teresa Weatherspoon and Kennedy Carter and Angel Reese. Maybe, I don't know why they would do it. Maybe the Sky are saying, you know what, we're not building around Angel, but I don't know. It says here, Angel, obviously this is an interview from Grant Young on Sports Illustrated. Angel Reese's tweet right here is a big one. Like, she is not happy at all with it. And this is obviously the entire tweet. I'm heartbroken. I'm literally lost for words what this woman meant to me in such a pivotal point in my life. She was the only person that believed in me, the one that trusted me. Many don't even know what it's like to be a black woman in sports, and when nobody believes in you, we had a tough job. I will say, he was a first rounder. She was finals four most valuable player. I mean, I don't think people believe that she was going to be an all-star straight away. And to say nobody believed in her is a bit of a strange one. But at the same time, look, I'd say nobody probably believed in her quite as much as Teresa Weatherspoon did. All the crazy circumstances we went through this year and you're back against the wall, you always believed. I came to Chicago because of you. To be fair, I think Teresa Weatherspoon might have been the reason she was drafted and they traded up for her, because I know the Lynx didn't want her. The Lynx didn't want her at 7, so they traded her. They traded with the Sky. Obviously, teams didn't want her 1 through 6. So if Teresa Weatherspoon is the reason why Chicago Sky got Angel Reese, then that alone should be enough to keep your job. Because, look, even the biggest Angel Reese hater will tell you she was a steal at 7. Like, she was an absolute steal at 7. You're not going to find a better 7th pick, especially straight away. We built a relationship in a short amount of time. It will last forever. I'll never question God why he brings people in my life and takes them away from me in the capacity that I need them. But I've always believed everyone in your life for a reason and a season. You were the best. Or everyone a reason and a season. Okay, sorry. I misread. My fault. You were the best reason and season. You didn't deserve this, but I can't thank you enough. Can't thank you enough. I love you, teaspoon. So, obviously, Angel Reese and Teresa Weatherspoon had a really good relationship. And the Chicago Sky, I'm going to make a video talking about this whole thing, but this makes no sense. From the perspective of the relationship she had with her best player, from the perspective of just in general, from coaching, she overperformed as a coach. Was she the best in X's and O's? No. Did she probably give Angel Reese a little bit too much freedom on the offensive end? Yeah, but like, that's what happens when you're on a tanking team. And like, obviously they now have they're a lottery pick because Dallas were in there as well. But like, that is what happens on bad teams. You play players. Like, how many NBA teams I've never heard of? Imagine if Brett Brown got fired after 2013-14 season because, I don't know, he let Michael Carter Williams do too much on the floor. Like, no. Like, why is this league so backwards? She is a development coach. Look, do I think Teresa Weatherspoon is the long-term coach if this team is looking to win? No. As far as X's and O's are concerned, she seemed to be horrendous, which is strange considering she was a point guard. But she was a development coach. She worked with developing the young players. Michaela Onyenwere had probably her best season since her rookie year. You've got, like, Camila Cardoso, who I thought played well. Kennedy Carter, for the first time in her career, had her shit together, and a big reason for that was the coach. And Angel Reese outperformed even the craziest expectations for her. She was a development coach and she was a damn good one. Like, there are coaches sometimes that you have there to develop young teams. You have coaches to win you a championship. When the time comes, you fire the development coach and you bring in the championship coach. That time is not now. This Chicago Sky team is going to be the 10th best team in the WNBA next year, more than likely. If you look at the teams lower than the Sky, the Wings, assuming Satu's healthy, the Wings are going to be better than the Sky next year. The Sparks, if they get Paige Beckers, are going to be better than the Sky next year. The Mystics are going to be better than the Sky next year. The Mystics are going to be class. The Fever, obviously, going to be better than the Sky next year. The Mercury might be worse than the Sky next year. But, like, there is a legitimate chance that the Chicago Sky are the 12th best team next year, with or without Teresa Weatherspoon. And if you're going to be like that, why not at least keep the development coach in? Why not at least keep morale of your two best players high? Because you're now in a situation where giving Kennedy Carter a max contract becomes a risk. Or not even a max contract, any contract becomes a risk. The only coach in the WNBA, Kennedy Carter, has really been able to play for and has really trusted is Teresa Weatherspoon. You have now effectively said, like, okay, we're about to risk Kennedy Carter, for lack of a better word, pulling a Kennedy Carter. And it makes no sense. Look, I'm happy. I'm happy as a de facto Fever fan. And with that rivalry with the Sky, I want the Sky to be as bad as possible. But, like, it's just a bad decision. It's just a bad decision. You can take, like, fandom and one thing, but, like, this is a objectively bad decision from a franchise that makes a absolute SH1T load of bad decisions. Over and over and over again. So, yeah. If I was a Sky fan, look, I get it. There were a lot of games were lost this season because of her. But I think when we look at the totality of the season, I think that even though there were a couple of games were lost by her decisions, I think her development of the players was more important to this team long term. And I don't know why they're looking at this franchise, the Chicago Sky franchise, like they're trying to compete for titles. They're nowhere close. Like, they are 2 max contract players away from being a 5th seed. Like, they are nowhere close to winning a title. Like, teams that are obviously close to winning a title are the 4 teams still remaining in the playoffs right now. The Fever, and I'd say that, yeah, they're the 5 for me. They're the 5 teams where you're like, in the next 2 years that I could see potentially winning a title. But, like, the Sky, what the Sky need to do is the Sky need to show stability. The only reason why I could see this being any logic is if free agents have told them, if free agents have told the front office they will not play for Teresa Weatherspoon, which I don't think is happening. If they have a really good coach lined up, like, there might be like a too good to be in the WNBA type coach just lined up, which might end up happening, which might also not be a good thing because they're not going to be able to probably develop quite as well as some other players. And then also you've got trying to give another reason. Maybe they want to just go in another direction, which I doubt. Or maybe they just want to say, you know what, we've realized, you know what, like, Angel Reese is not that player, which I doubt because she was a hell of a rookie. I don't know. I just don't get it whatsoever.